Hello and welcome back to Arkham here in October of 25. Sorry, our heroes, investigators here are fighting off hordes of monsters, and I'm fighting off some kind of bug, and just the coughing and sneezing and all that is really slowing down the recording, so I apologize. But we're ready to get back to this. Now, I've put this here to remind myself this spell does have an upkeep phase on it. I haven't used it yet, but I am planning on using it in a couple turns. So this is just to remind me during upkeep, which is what we are at now. So let us upkeep and give Jenny her dollar just off camera there. Let me slide the camera up. And I've tried to squeeze these together so we can see the characters a little better. It's a little messy, but it's not bad. Excuse me. So, Jenny got banged up from that hound, and we need to get her to the hospital, but she can't make it in one turn because of her focus being so low. But we are going to bump her speed up to a 3. And let's see. Mike, we're not going to use any focus on him. And Amanda, we want to increase her will. So, I got her on camera, but off camera. So, we're going to increase her will over here. Because when she comes out of that gate, there's a nasty monster there. We won't have to worry about him this turn if we don't want to, but just to be safe. Now, Dexter has a focus of 2 right there. Boop. And we don't need to use that this turn because he can have next turn to do that. So I think let us refresh that tome that she is unable to get to work. And she's not going to try it this turn because she's got to get away. Alright. I think we are ready for our movement phase. So Amanda's hurting. We want to get her over to Amanda to use the heal spell, but she's in another world, and that's not going to work. Or get her to the hospital, but it's too far away. So we increased her movement. Let's go 1, 2. Now, I've thought about moving her here into the Miskatonic University streets. Let me show you. And just leaving her there, because we don't have any flying creatures out, but that Dark Pharaoh is right there. And I know he's just going to move right into her. And if we leave her here, the bloated woman is going to come there. And man, it seems like we've had every mask creature pop up this game. Crazy. But, so we're just going to send her to the river docks. It is a fairly safe area for the most part. It's not a highly, it's not one of these red diamonds, so it's not highly volatile for gates and such. So we'll do that with her. Now with Mike, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to go to the science building right over here. I think he has something interesting he can do. Now our other 2 players, Amanda will simply exit the portal from the Dreamlands to the Dreamlands. Now if there were multiple Dreamlands, she could choose, but there's only one, so she's going right back to the Black Cave. Dexter will move there, and I think that is it. Now, Amanda, if you remember, moved out of that portal, so we will give her this exploration token. As long as she remains in this space, she has explored this. She's safe to not get sucked back into it. And with the turn you come out, you do not have to engage monsters. Now, it says that you don't have to evade or fight, but it does not say that you cannot choose to. It also says that you don't have encounters at a place with a gate. You can try to seal it or whatever. Her will is now 4 minus 3, so we just need 1 success. And she does not have anything to increase her horror checks, and she doesn't have anything for a reroll on horror. Which, let me just slide this over so that we are not cheating. Where is it? 5. There we go. And she won't lose the sanity. So now, fight well, let's see. Her fight is 1, but she has this magical weapon that'll give her 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She needs 2 successes. She does have a clue she can spend if she doesn't quite get it. And she can re-roll a combat check if she needs to. There we go. We got the 2 successes right there. So she did manage to take out this monster. Now, like I said, Rulebook does not say specifically that I can see. It just says that you do not have to. So the way I interpret that is that she could choose to. Also want to apologize. They've started some construction on the lot next door, so hopefully we won't be picking up any of that. Let's see. Jenny is at the river docks. The dock workers are short-handed and offer you a job as a stevedore for the day. Make a fight plus 0 check. Okay. Oh, if you fail, we're going to lose stamina. We can't lose stamina. Boss gets tired of your lollygagging and throws you out. So yeah, we can't afford. I did read ahead, but that's all right. We're not worried about that. We're having a friendly playthrough of a noob. So, fight plus 0. Her fight is only a 2. Now, since this is a fight, it is not a combat. We cannot increase it with any of our weapons that say combat. This is a straight up fight. So, does she have anything to... I know she has something for a reroll. Let me double check. And no, her reroll is for a horror check. So we really need her to pass this. And she failed. That is awful. Well, she'll get a straight shot to the hospital then. So, if you pass, gain $3 for every success. That would have been nice. If you fail, the boss gets tired of your lollygagging, throws you out. Lose 1 stamina and move to the street. So she'll lose 1 stamina and move to the street, but she is knocked out. So we need to take care of that. Yeah, if I would have played her better last round and kept casting that spell before going into combat, I think we would have been okay. But regardless, so she got knocked out. She got moved immediately to St. Mary's Hospital, so she will get 1 stamina back. Next turn, she's not even delayed. She'll get her full turn. Someone come out on the streets and rescued her. Anyway, she has no clues to lose, so we don't worry about that, but she has to lose half of her items. So we want to keep the enchanted blade. I think we want to keep all 3 of these, and I think we want to keep this, which means we'll be losing the shotgun, the rifle, and the ancient tablet. This will give us free clues. That is a free pass on... Yeah, that's a free pass on sealing a gate. So I hate to do it. I mean, those are some good items, but she has not been rolling well. It's unfortunate, but there we go. I think in one of the expansions, you can get wound tokens or cards, and they give you some kind of disadvantage and something like that, and kind of extend the game. But she was just knocked out unconscious. I'm playing by the original game, no expansion rules. That's all I have. So there we go. She'll start in. She at least has her money. She'll also get another $1, and so she'll be able to heal up next turn. I should have known something like that was going to happen. Could not get her there quick enough. Now, Michael McGlynn here in the science building. So instead of having an encounter from the deck, he's going to choose dissection. Instead of having an encounter here, you may spend 5 toughness worth of monsters trophies or 1 gate trophy to gain 2 clues. Well, there's 1. You just look at the hit point value of the monster. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So dissecting some of these monsters that he killed, they weren't too bad, especially for him. So we want these back in the bag so that they'll come out instead of the harder monsters. So he will pick up 2 clues for those monsters. We're discovering secrets about the portal, so now he'll have 6, which is what we want. So Amanda took out that monster and has her exploration. So for her Arkham encounter, she could try to close the gate, but she doesn't want to because Dexter's in there. And you don't draw a card to have an encounter if you're at a location with the gate. So I guess she just chooses to not have an encounter this time with the gate. That's what I'm hoping I'm playing this correctly. I don't see a specific instance for this in the rulebook, but that's her encounter would be to try and close or seal the gate, but she's not going to, so no encounter. On to the next phase. Dexter is in the Dreamlands. Oh, and we have a Dreamland specific. Look at this. Aural, as you are climbing the cliffs in the underworld, your pocket gets caught and tears open. Pass a speed -1 check or lose all your money. Wow. That's kind of nasty. Speed -1. Now, he only has his starting $5, but still, we're going to try this. It's clear-sighted, but it's not exactly flat. It's got a design in it, so we're going to try that. 3 -1 on his speed check. There we go. He gets to keep his money. And that's all for that. Dreams of Sunken City. Investigators cannot gain sanity except by receiving psychiatric care at the Arkham Asylum or from Caroline Fern. So I guess if you have an encounter that would give you insanity or something, you can't do that. So Independence Square, we already have that. You can actually see it on camera here. So we're going to have another monster surge. And a clue appears at the unnameable. All right. Michael just left there. All right, let me move the camera and we'll get this sorted out. Move my mic and camera. Hopefully it's not picking up the noise next door. But this card is now done with, which means we can get up here, hopefully. Would have a gate here, but there's a gate, so it's a monster surge. So there are 4 players and only 3 gates. So we will do 4. And again, we're going to go 1, and then we're going to go up the board. Witch House, Black Cave, and back to Independence Square. The monster surge must happen. The largest number of monsters must go there. And so we get another ghoul. Excellent. We know they're not that bad. And we get a Bayaki. Oh, we get a flying enemy. And let's see, the Black Cave right there with Amanda. We get a Night Gaunt. Oh, another flying enemy. And back up to Independence Square, we're going to get another Fire Vampire. Good grief. Now we'll look at the card. We get plus symbols and crescent moons will move. So this cultist will move out into the French Hill streets. Nope, 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 and nope, nope, and the Dark Pharaoh. So that was it. Clue appears at the unnameable. That will be just off of camera here. Environment. Investigators cannot gain sanity. Okay. That is a new environment card, which means this one is gone. So we'll put that in our box. We will take this out of Rivertown, and I'll just stick it on this card. And it will stay in play until the next environment card comes up. So we'll set that right there just to remind us. And I think that is it. Move my mic and camera. Hopefully it's not picking up the noise next door. But this card is now done with, which means we can get up here, hopefully. Would have a gate here, but there's a gate, so it's a monster surge. So there are 4 players and only 3 gates. So we will do 4. And again, we're going to go 1, and then we're going to go up the board. Witch House, Black Cave, and back to Independence Square. The monster surge must happen. The largest number of monsters must go there. And so we get another ghoul. Excellent. We know they're not that bad. And we get a Bayaki. Oh, we get a flying enemy. And let's see, the Black Cave right there with Amanda. We get a Night Gaunt. Oh, another flying enemy. And back up to Independence Square, we're going to get another Fire Vampire. Good grief. Now we'll look at the card. We get plus symbols and crescent moons will move. So this cultist will move out into the French Hill streets. Nope, 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 and nope, nope, and the Dark Pharaoh. So that was it. Clue appears at the Unnameable. That will be just off of camera here. Environment. Investigators cannot gain sanity. Okay. That is a new environment card, which means this one is gone. So we'll put that in our box. We will take this out of Rivertown, and I'll just stick it on this card. And it will stay in play until the next environment card comes up. So we'll set that right there just to remind us. And I think that is it. We have a few plans we want to get going this turn. Now poor Jenny, I just have not been having any luck with her, but she will get $1, which she will be spending here at the hospital soon. Let's see. Mike is technically the first player, but we got the camera where we can see these people pretty well. Jenny, I believe I'm going to keep her focus as it is, but Mike's, we're going to change his. We're going to give him 1 extra willpower for his next turn coming up. Now let me slide down a little bit. Maybe I won't shake the camera too bad. There we go. And Amanda, we want to increase her fight 1. I don't think she needs that high of a will to fight that Night Gaunt, which is what we plan to do. And then Dexter. Now he has a focus of 2, so we're going to move his lore all the way up to 5. So 3, 4, 5. It's just off camera there. Because can you see it? Yeah, there you go. We want to try to get him to seal that gate. And she will be able to, since she's not moving, she'll be able to do that this turn. There we go. I think we're ready. And I noticed on the hill, it's actually during the upkeep phase, so I'll put a marker on it. But if you remember, we put a marker on that. The Voice of Ra, we want to use that. So, if I can pick it up. Casting modifier -1. Sanity cost of 1. And it says you may cast and exhaust to gain +1 to all skill checks for the rest of this turn. That is pretty amazing. So he will spend 1 sanity to cast that, and he will get 5. Remember down here, we'll get 5 -1, so he's going to get 4. And luckily we did get that because you have to exhaust it to use it, so I don't think you could continuously cast it as you could with the shriveling. So he will get a +1 to all of his skill checks. So we have Michael here going to go 1, 2, 3 into the downtown, and he's going to try to take out this bloated woman. I was hoping to get into the gate, but to get enough movement, he wouldn't have enough sneak to get past all those monsters, especially that ghoul, so we're just going to have to wait another turn to get him into that gate. We will move the camera over and deal with that in a moment. Next would be Amanda. She is going to fight the Night Gonk for her movement. She's going to stay right where she is and fight this creature. She would need to evade or fight. She's going to fight. Then Dexter will come out of the portal, and he will also get an explored token. And we'll slide right over here. Poor Jenny's not going to move anywhere. We want her to stay in the hospital and receive treatment. I tell you, these masked minions, I'm going to call them minions because they're not just regular monsters. These masked minions for this ancient one are pretty nasty. We've been getting fortunate to get a lot of monster outbreaks. So the Doom Tracker's not going up that much. We're able to kill off these monsters because this is a nasty monster. Look at that. Before making a horror check, you have to make a will check of -2 or automatically fail both the horror check and the combat check. So what does that mean? Alright. Will check is only affected by your will. And if you have a card like this, that says specifically will. Horror checks based off of your will. I know it's a little confusing. But it's your willpower to evade the horror. You could have cards that add to your horror. They do not add to your will. But this one does. So if we first have to pass that will check of -2, so we have 4, 5, -2 is 3. He has a bonus clue there if we need it. Come on. Come on, Mike. We don't want to have to waste a clue. But we're going to use a clue. And since he has the will check, he gets to add not 1 but 2 dice. Did I roll enough dice? 4, 5, -1. So I get 1 free die before I spend that clue. Yeah. Let's get you out of there. So I had to spend that clue. There we go. Oh, that's upsetting. Alright, so we passed the will check. Now we do a horror check. So, yeah. Well, that was at a -2. That's why we didn't get the extra die. Doesn't matter. I got it. Horror check. Now I'm getting myself confused. So now we get a 4 -1. 4, 5 -1 would be a 4. See, I just said that before I started, and then I'm getting myself confused. So I am getting a 4 dice here, and I need to get me a success so I don't go insane here. There we go. See, this is a horror check. I would not get to use that for the will check. Or this is for will checks, not horror checks. Even though this does add to my will. This says, this basically increases my will stat. This ability affects will checks. This was not a will check. This was a horror check. I know it is confusing. I get confused myself while I'm playing. But we succeeded. So he doesn't go insane, which means we get to fight this thing. So we have, let's see, we'll just use the Tommy gun. It is not immune, so fight is 3. Tommy gun is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got just enough sitting there. -2, let's just take out one of the successes and one of the ones. There we go. Has 2 hit points. We can need 2 successes and 1 roll. Let's go. Come on, Mike. You are the monster slayer of this game. Boom! Look at that. 1, 2. Exactly what we needed. So he took out this masked one. Now, it is unfortunately endless. You can just see it right there, which means we do not get to keep it as a trophy. It goes immediately back into the monster cup, or in my case, the monster bag. Oh man, I was hoping Mike would be able to beat that monster without having to spend a clue, but there you go. So, -1 to horror, check. So, will is 3, no bonuses, so 2 dice. She passed. If she failed, I wasn't going to spend anything. She's got plenty of sanity. -1 would be nothing, really. Then, we're going to do a fight. There's no penalty here in life loss because if you do not fight it off, it will grab her and drag her through the nearest portal. So we want to make sure we beat this. We need 2 successes. So she has a fight of 2. And we have +5 right there. And then we're going to subtract 2. Let's do a 1 and a 3. Why not? Do we have anything else? Boom, there we go. We could have discarded this to re-roll the combat phase, but man, we didn't want to do that because we could actually use that if the Ancient One awakens. So she did destroy this Night Gaunt. She has another trophy. That is a 2-point trophy. That is excellent. That is the movement phase done. So now we need to do the encounter phase. And since she's not moving, still fail. So Mike is in the downtown. He will not have an encounter. There's no environment effect going on in the downtown right now. Amanda's choosing to not have an encounter. Dexter, though, is going to have an encounter at this gate with his marker. He will try to close and seal this gate. We will do that in a moment, but while we're here, right over here, Jenny's going to pay $2 to get fully healed up. So now let's take care of Dexter and his gate. Somebody may have caught this, and I just now did because I was doing this turn and the construction got loud and I had to stop and just delete that and start over. And I was talking about this spell being exhausted, and I looked right here on Shriveling, and it does say to cast it. You cast and exhaust. But I don't know if that means you only exhaust it on a success, and then you could constantly try to cast it. Like if you fail to cast it, do you exhaust it? I'm not sure on that. That means that she might have died earlier in that fight. Or a round earlier, she might have died to the Hound. But I'm going to say you don't actually cast the spell if you don't cast the spell. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense to me. But I will double check on that. So let's talk about his gate. So if you remember, we moved his lore up to 5. Why? Well, when you go to close a gate, this one here is +1, which is nice. You go to close a gate, you make a fight, not a combat, or a lore check. So we wanted his lore up to 5, so he's got 5 dice. Now this will give him a +1. This is one of the easier ones to close. And we cast the Voice of Ra earlier, and it says you gain +1 to all skill checks. It did not have the word specific, so all skill checks. So we want to make sure we close this gate. There is no penalties or things here, or saying need multiple successes. We just need 1 success. That means while he spent time in the Dreamlands, he learned enough about it to figure out how it opened so that he can close it. So here we go. Excellent, excellent. He closed the gate. So I'm going to bring these with me, bring this with me to the board. So remember, trying to close a gate is not a combat, it's a fight. He would not have got to use any of his spells or weapons or anything to help him, so we needed to use his lore. So when you close the gate successfully like he did, you will gain this as a trophy that you set over on your player board. This is basically equivalent to 5 toughness of monsters, but it is a gate trophy, so we'll hold on to that. And that would be all that would happen, except for you would look on the board, any monsters with this symbol. Well, we happen to have the Dark Pharaoh, which is nice, because he is a nasty monster. And I do believe he's the only one. As you close this rift, it sucks that monster back into the portal, and he will go back into the bag. And then this would close, and that would be all that happened. Now, we're going to seal the gate. We gathered enough clues. We have 5 clue tokens here that we can permanently seal this location so no more gates can open up here in the standard game at the Black Cave. So we will discard those. We'll put this back into the cup, and we are ready for the Otherworld encounters. Oh yeah, no one is in the Otherworld at this time, so no encounters, and we have one seal here, so we are 1/6 of the way to a victory by sealed gates. The Man in Black. So it is an environment, which means this environment is done with. The Witch House. Another monster surge. Are you kidding me? Activity at the French Hill Streets. Clue appears Black Cave. So, yeah, let's take care of this. Well, the first thing that'll happen is the monster surge. And this time we only have 2 gates open, but we still have 4 players. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Spread them out as evenly as we can. So let's see. Oh, we got a star spawn. These are nasty, nasty monsters. Cultist, that's not bad. Michael is not scared of that. He may still go there. See what we get down here. Ooh, a zombie? Yeah, nah, nothing. Okay. And please don't be anything too nasty up here for Michael. Oh, another hound. Are you kidding me? So we may have to change his plans. I'll have to look at that off camera. Now let's see. The star spawn will move. And the witch is actually going to move on black, which means they will follow the black arrow and go up to Rivertown. I'm sorry, the cultist. This zombie will move there. And this cultist is going to move right down in here. So that's going to change up all of Michael's plans. That's awful. Will he sneak past them to try and get into the gate, or I don't know, because if he stays there, that's all he's doing that turn is fighting the cultists. That's it. Alright, let's see if we get this to focus for you guys. Investigators who end their movement in the French Hill Streets may deal with the Man in Black to gain power. They roll dice equal to their current sanity, and for every failed die, they lose 1 sanity. If reduced to 0, they are devoured, and if the player must start a new character. Otherwise, they gain 1 clue and draw 1 spell. Wow, that is powerful. That is in the French Hill Streets. Clue appears at the Black Cave. Now, luckily we just sealed that. There is no gate there, so we do get a clue. Now, unfortunately, you have to end your movement to pick it up, so they don't get to get that for free. Nothing's free in this game. And that is in the French Hill Streets. So where is that? Right here? No, it's the East Town. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if anybody gonna be ending their turn there. They might. Ugh. And I was actually getting ahead of myself because we don't have to worry about this too bad. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now the last 2 monsters come out. Thank goodness one of them was this hound. And the other one was the zombie, which is not that bad of a monster. So the last 2. We have a monster limit in town of 7. That means these 2 will go right down here under the camera into the outskirts. The outskirts has a limit of 4 in a 4-player game. So we don't have quite that many monsters on there. We don't have that nasty hound up there. So Jenny will be our lead investigator this time. I'm sorry, Amanda will. Jenny will get $1 and refresh this. She won't be using this turn. We refresh his Voice of Ra. I don't think we'll need to do that this turn either. But we're going to put the Wither spell down here, and we're going to equip that just so I remember. He's going to be using Wither and the Cavalry Saber there this next turn. And let's see, he is a little hurt, so why doesn't she try to heal him up with her heal spell? During the upkeep, you cast to exhaust. You or another investigator in your same area gain stamina equal to the success that you rolled on the spell check. Alright, so sanity of 1, unfortunately. Modifier -1. So, her lore is a 3 minus 1, that'll be 2. Don't know if it's a good thing or not, but we'll see. And nothing else to increase it. Nope. Yep, wasn't any good. So, that was not good. And, let's see. She's not going to use any focus. Dexter, I think we're going to go ahead and put his luck back up here with his 2 focus. Oops, that is just off camera there. I slid his lore down and his luck back up right there. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to use any focus on Jenny or Michael, and I think we're ready for the movement phase. So I'm going to do these a little out of turn in order because some of these are going to be pretty easy. Michael's not going to move. He's going to stay there. Jenny down here is going to go 1, 2, 3 down to the Historical Society and pick up a clue. Now, Amanda's going to move here, and so is Dexter. But Amanda's going to stop there and fight this monster. So Michael and Amanda should not be too bad. Let's see what we have here with Amanda. I'm going to have to wait just a moment. I apologize. Right when I was starting to fight this cultist, they started the machinery up over there, and it's right next to the window that I'm recording at. So I'm hoping it's not too loud, not picking it up. I kept waiting for them to finish. Don't think they're going to anytime soon. So no sanity check needed for the cultist. So her fight is 2. Then for her combat, she's going to use her lamp, which will give her 5. And since it's just a human, crazy human, we're actually getting +1. So this should be no problem for her. Here we go. Oh, well, it was close. We got 1 success. But that was enough to take out the 1 hit point cultist, which will free up the streets for Dexter to run down here. Let's go ahead and take care of Michael's cultist. Same situation there. He has a fight of 3, and he has the Tommy gun, which is 6. There's 2, 4, 6, and he will get 1 more. I did not have enough near me, so let us see if he can take care of his cultist. Absolutely no problem. Now what I wanted to do with Dexter's movement was to move past this cultist down here into the French streets, kill this star spawn, and try to use that event, but I just don't think he's going to. He doesn't have the right equipment. He didn't get healed from Amanda, so we're going to move past her and that cultist fight up here to fight this Migo to get us a unique item. So we don't want to mess with the star spawn. It's got too much damage if he gets hit, where this would only do 1, and I don't think he's going to struggle with the Migo. So horror check. We do a wheel of 3 minus 1 is 2. No modifiers, no. He failed, so he will lose 2. That's unfortunate. And we're going to cast this. It has Wither has a casting cost of 0 and a modifier of 0. So lore is 3. Come on, Dexter. There we go. So that'll get 3 combat dice. And his fight is 1. Oops. and then the Cavalry Saber will get 2 more, and then this has no modifier. So, me go. You go. You gone. Alright. Now this one says, if you pass the combat check, you do not get to keep this. You return it and draw a unique item. So, into the box. Let's draw a unique item. Let's see what we get. Holy water. It's not a bad item. It's 1 use bomb plus 6 combat. Not bad. So we'll just put that right over here off camera. But that clears up some of the monsters in the streets. I think we are ready for the encounter phase, which should be quick. So we have Dexter and Amanda and Mike all out in the streets that are not the French Quarter where an event is taking place. So that leaves us with Amanda down here in the Historical Society. Let's see what is happening. Here we go. Pursuing the county records, you discover something horrifying about your family tree. Lose 1 sanity. Are you kidding me? What is wrong with you, woman? Get it together. There are no otherworld encounters this turn, and poor Jenny, after she beat up that hound in the curiosity shop, she has been struggling. Mythos. Strange power flux plagues the city. All investigators in other world areas must immediately return to Arkham. Oh, that would have been nice. But we have no one in the other world. So, Independence Square. So we have another monster surge. So we need to take care of that now because this is going to be a little nasty. Good thing our investigators took out some of these monsters. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. We will be drawing 4 monsters. We will go 1, 2, 3, 4, which is unfortunate. Because we're going to be doubled up there. We'll get a vampire. They're pretty nasty. Can't get past them. They're pretty strong. They're physical resistance, which means they take like half damage, plus you get less. Yeah, I don't know if Michael wants to mess with that. That is unfortunate. Wanted to close that gate. Cultist. We don't mind those. Another Bayaki. They're not too bad. So that leaves us at 4, 5, 6, 7, which is our monster limit, which means this one, whatever it is. Oh, the High Priest. Okay. It will go right down here into the outskirts. So let me show you. Our outskirts now has 3. If it ever goes to 5, we put 4, reset, then put the new one down, and then our terror track over here will increase. So far so good with the terror track over here. Clue appears again at the unnameable, and let's see. That's a circle, not a hex. That is a circle and a hex. There's a hex and a star. Okay, so the star moves on white and the hex moves on black, which means Michael is stuck here again. At least it's not the vampire. The fire vampire we can handle. Now technically, this will fly up into the sky because it is a blue border flying creature. And that fire vampire would stay in the sky looking for someone to attack, and it would attack someone in the streets. But since it activated first, it sees, is there anyone in the streets? Yes. Who is the closest? So it goes there anyway. But if none of these were in the street, it would fly up and hang up, hover in the sky waiting to attack someone. So that's why I put that there immediately. And I think we're done with that. I want to double check these. That's a circle and a crescent moon. That's a circle, crescent moon, and that's a plus symbol. So yeah, I think it was just those two. Poor Mike. He's not getting to go in that gate, and he's not getting to leave that space. This is done. This Doom Tracker did not increase again. I think it went pretty well, but it's hard to say. But I think we're going to call it there. So thanks again for watching. I really hope you're enjoying it. I am. Even despite not feeling well, really enjoy getting this game out and playing it. So thanks for watching, everyone. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and may God bless you.